Before we begin, hit subscribe, because every week you and I rebuild the way you think, feel, and speak in English. Ready? Let's unlock your fluency from the inside out. Imagine this: you walk into a coffee shop in downtown Los Angeles. The air smells like roasted beans and new beginnings. A friendly barista looks up and says, "Hey, what can I get started for you?" Your mind freezes. Not because you don't know the words, but because your brain is busy translating. Moody coffee chahi, how to say that again? Oh yes, I want. By the time you form the sentence, the moment's gone. The rhythm, the confidence, the sparkle, it all slips away. This tiny pause isn't about grammar. It's about how your brain still lives in two worlds. You learned English with rules, not rhythm. With memorization, not emotion. And that's why your sentences feel like puzzles instead of music. But what if just for today you stopped translating? What if you spoke before your mother tongue even had time to interfere? What if English became your first reaction, not your second guess? That's the transformation we're beginning right now. Think of your brain like two rooms connected by a hallway. Room A is your native language, warm, familiar, full of memories. Room B is English, new, bright, a little intimidating. Every time you want to speak, you walk from A to B through that hallway. It costs you seconds, energy, and confidence. To sound native, you don't need better grammar, you need to live inside Room B. You need to decorate it with thoughts, feelings, and emotions that belong to you. Americans don't pause to translate. They feel the meaning first. They don't say "it's raining cats and dogs" because they love animals, they say it because they've grown up feeling what that idiom means: a wild downpour, chaos, laughter, childhood memories of running through puddles. When you translate, you kill that emotion. You exchange feeling for meaning. And English without feeling is just noise. Let's rewind your story. When you first started learning English, people told you to memorize vocabulary lists. Learn 20 words a day. Study grammar rules. But nobody told you the truth. Fluency isn't built in notebooks, it's built in moments. Moments when you order your first coffee confidently. Moments when you joke in English and everyone laughs. Moments when you think in English and realize you didn't translate a single word. That's when you know English has moved from your mind to your muscle. Let's visualize something. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Imagine standing on a bridge. Behind you, your old language. Safe, structured, but heavy. Ahead of you, English. A city full of neon lights, conversations, and opportunity. You can't reach it by walking slowly with a dictionary in your hand. You have to jump. That jump is scary, I know. But once you're in the air, something magical happens, your instincts take over. That's the moment you begin to think in English. Americans speak from instinct, not translation. When they say, "What's up?" they don't literally mean what is above you. Their brain stores the phrase as a single emotional packet: friendliness, openness, ease. If you want to sound native, you have to collect these packets too. Here's a secret method. Whenever you hear a native phrase, don't translate it. Instead, attach a feeling. Say "what's up" while smiling, while greeting a friend, while feeling that American casual energy. Do it 5 times, 10 times, until your mouth moves faster than your mind. That's fluency. A man named Alex once told me his story. He moved from Brazil to New York with perfect grammar on paper, but zero confidence in conversation. Every time someone spoke fast, he'd panic. One day his English teacher told him, "Alex, you're not listening to English, you're decoding it like a secret message." That day he made a rule: no translation. If he didn't understand a word, he'd focus on the emotion, the tone, the body language. After 3 months, something clicked. He told me, "I stopped hearing words. I started hearing meaning." That's the difference between learners and speakers. So tonight, I want you to do an experiment. Take a simple scene like brushing your teeth or cooking dinner and narrate it in English. No writing, no planning, no translating. Just talk. Say, "I'm brushing my teeth. The water is cold. I feel awake. Say it out loud. Then, imagine doing the same thing tomorrow without even realizing you're doing it. You'll start building automatic pathways in your brain, the same ones native speakers use. When Americans speak, their sentences flow like music. Notice how they use rhythm. I don't know, man. You gotta be kidding me. These phrases aren't just words, they're beats. If you want to sound natural, you must feel that beat. Play your favorite English song. Sing along. Forget the meaning, follow the rhythm. Because rhythm is the heartbeat of language. Now let's break a myth. You don't need to live in the US to think in English. You just need to live like your mind already does. Change your phone language to English. Think your thoughts in English. Argue with yourself in English. Dream in English if you can. At first it'll feel fake, like pretending to be someone else. But then, slowly, it becomes you. Because fluency isn't imitation. It's integration. Let's take an emotional turn. There's a small girl named Aisha who grew up in Pakistan. Every time she watched American cartoons, she repeated what the characters said. Not to memorize, but to become them. She'd walk around saying, "I can do this," like a superhero. Years later, she moved to Texas. When she spoke, people didn't say, "Your English is good." They said, "You sound like one of us." Because she never translated, she absorbed. That's the secret. Stop studying English. Start absorbing it. Every day, millions of learners watch YouTube lessons, write grammar notes, and still can't speak. Why? Because they're feeding their memory, not their instinct. And instinct is what natives use every second. When you stop translating, you give your brain permission to trust itself. You let your mouth move without fear of being wrong. You begin to feel that powerful silence between words, the flow that carries meaning beyond vocabulary. Right now, as you listen to these words, your brain is already changing. Neural connections are firing, adjusting, adapting. The next time you hear "how's it going," you won't think, "What does that mean?" You'll just answer, naturally, "Pretty good, how about you?" That's the first step. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into how your mind rewires itself when you start living in English instead of just learning it. But before we go there, repeat this quietly. I don't translate anymore. I feel English. Say it again. Louder. Because the moment you believe that, the hallway between room A and room B disappears. And you're finally home. Here's a truth few teachers will tell you. Language isn't logic, it's energy. It's how humans share electricity between minds. If you try to control it with translation, it slips away. But if you ride it like a wave, it carries you. Listen to Americans talk on the street. You'll hear rhythm more than vocabulary. I mean, come on, dude. No way, that's crazy. You kidding me? They're not constructing sentences, they're surfing emotion. To sound native, don't copy words, copy the music. Let the melody of English shape your breath. Here's an exercise. Play a short English dialogue. Don't look at subtitles. Close your eyes and catch the beat. Then repeat it, not the meaning, but the sound. Like singing along to a song you don't fully understand yet. Your mouth will start learning faster than your dictionary ever could. That's muscle memory, the same system musicians and athletes use. The more you repeat emotional sounds, the more your brain wires those patterns as reflexes. And when reflex takes over, translation dies. Now, let's talk about the biggest enemy of fluency, fear. Fear of sounding wrong. Fear of being judged. Fear of not finding the right word. Americans have a saying, "Fake it till you make it." It doesn't mean pretend, it means perform with belief until belief becomes truth. When you stop translating, you're trusting yourself. That trust builds confidence, and confidence builds fluency. Think of your mouth as an instrument and English as music. At first, every note feels awkward. But keep playing. Even if you hit the wrong note, keep playing. Because silence kills progress faster than mistakes ever will. Picture this. You walk into a job interview in New York. You're nervous but smiling. The interviewer asks, "So, tell me about yourself." Old you would freeze. Translate. Retranslate. New you? You breathe. You answer from feeling. Well, I'm someone who loves challenges. I moved here because I want to grow, to learn. The words flow, not perfect, but alive. And that aliveness is what native speakers respect. Americans value authenticity over perfection. They don't care if your grammar slips, they care if your energy connects. So stop chasing perfect. Chase real. When you stop translating, your thoughts start running in English. And that's where personality begins to grow. Because every language has its own personality. Spanish dances. French sings. Japanese bows. English smiles. American English, especially, has this casual boldness, a way of saying, "I belong anywhere." When you think in English, you borrow that attitude. Your voice becomes lighter, your tone more open, your confidence more natural. Suddenly, you're not a learner. You're a communicator. There's a trick actors use in Hollywood when they perform in another language. They don't memorize lines word by word, they memorize intent. If the line means "I'm angry," they focus on anger, not syntax. And when emotion leads, words follow naturally. That's exactly what you need to do. Next time you speak, don't think, "How do I say this?" Think, "What do I feel right now?" Then let English carry that feeling. Emotion is faster than translation. Every learner who becomes fluent experiences one quiet revolution. The moment when English stops being foreign and starts feeling like home. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small sparks. The first joke you tell that makes people laugh. The first dream you have in English. The first time you comfort someone using English words and realize they understood your heart. Each spark burns a bridge behind you. Each spark says, "You're not visiting English anymore, you live here now." Let's build another exercise. For 1 week, keep a thinking diary. No writing, just awareness. Every time you catch yourself translating, pause and replace it with direct English thought. Example, instead of thinking "Moody book lagi hai," say "I'm hungry." Simple, but powerful. The goal isn't to avoid your native language, it's to separate the wires so English has its own circuit. After a few days, your brain starts predicting English automatically. That's neuroplasticity, your mind physically rewiring to support new pathways. Science backs it. Motivation powers it. Practice seals it. Another American mindset you need to adopt: progress over perfection. In the US, kids learn by trying, not by knowing. They make mistakes out loud. Teachers correct gently, but never shame them. That culture of courage is what fuels fluent speech. So be loud. Be imperfect. Because English doesn't belong to those born with it, it belongs to those brave enough to use it. And remember this: your voice matters. The world doesn't need another native accent, it needs your unique rhythm, your emotion, your story told in English. That's what makes you unforgettable. Every time you stop translating, you reveal more of who you are. You stop being a student and start being a storyteller. When you walk through Times Square someday, lights reflecting in your eyes, people speaking all around you, you'll smile. Because you'll realize something. You no longer translate the world. You live it, directly, vividly, fluently. And that's not just language. That's freedom. It's late evening. The city lights blur through your window. You've had a long day, and your mind is noisy. You pick up your phone, scroll through a few messages, and suddenly, one sentence catches your attention. The world you live in is built by the language you think in. You stop scrolling. Read it again. Then whisper it quietly: "The world I live in is built by the language I think in." That's when it hits you: maybe English fluency was never about vocabulary or accent. Maybe it's about rebuilding your world in a new language. Because language isn't just a tool. It's a lens. And when you change the lens, you change how you see everything. In your first language, words come with emotion, history, culture. But when you think in English, you start to see the world through a new filter: direct, confident, emotionally open. Americans, for example, are taught to express feelings directly. They say, "I love this, I'm proud of you, I'm sorry," without hesitation. It's not because they're better speakers, it's because the culture encourages open emotion. When you begin to think in English, you also begin to feel differently. You stop holding back. You start expressing, not impressing. That's when English stops being a skill and becomes your second soul. Let's take a deeper look at what happens inside your brain. When you translate, your brain takes a detour: native word translation, English word speech. It's like running a race with your shoes tied together. But when you start thinking in English, your brain builds a direct highway. English thought speech instant connection. That's speed. That's confidence. Scientists call this automaticity. It's when your brain performs complex tasks effortlessly, like driving or playing piano. At first, you had to think of every move. Now, your body just knows. That's what we want for your English: instinct, not instruction. So, how do we train that instinct? Step 1: Immersion. Not by living abroad, but by changing your environment. Every morning, listen to one short English podcast or YouTube video. But here's the trick: don't focus on understanding everything. Focus on feeling what's being said. When the speaker laughs, smile. When their voice drops, imagine the emotion behind it. Your brain learns faster when emotion is attached to sound. You're not just learning a language, you're syncing to a new emotional frequency. Step 2: Talk to yourself. Yes, out loud. Americans do this all the time. They talk to mirrors, to their cars, to the sky. It's normal. You can do it too. Describe your day. I'm making breakfast. The eggs smell amazing. I'm late, again. Let's go. Do it in English. At first it feels silly. Then it becomes natural. Then it becomes you. Because your voice is your greatest classroom. Step 3: Shadowing. This is the secret used by interpreters, actors, and advanced learners. Pick any native speaker video. Play it for 10 seconds. Pause. Then repeat exactly what you heard: tone, speed, emotion. Not to mimic, but to merge. Soon, your mouth and brain start cooperating like partners. Your tongue learns rhythm. Your ear learns balance. Your confidence grows silently, one phrase at a time. That's when you realize you're not translating anymore. You're performing fluency. A student once asked me, "But what if I don't understand every word?" And I told her, "You don't need to understand every word to feel the meaning." Think about music. You don't analyze every note. You feel the harmony. Language is the same. Understanding will come naturally once your ears are trained for rhythm and tone. Because comprehension follows emotion, not the other way around. One night, while teaching in California, I met a woman named Sophia from Poland. She spoke slowly, carefully, afraid to make mistakes. Her English was technically correct, but lifeless. One day I gave her an assignment. Watch your favorite movie scene 10 times. Don't write anything. Don't translate. Just feel it. She chose a scene from The Pursuit of Happiness. When Will Smith says, "Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something," she cried. Next week, she came back speaking faster, lighter, more emotional. Not perfect, but powerful. That's when I realized something. The key to fluency isn't learning the language, it's letting the language learn you. Because English doesn't live in your books. It lives in your reactions, your laughter, your tone, your pauses. When you stop translating, you stop filtering life. You start living it in another dimension. And in that new dimension, you don't say words, you project them. You don't study pronunciation, you feel it vibrating in your throat. You don't memorize grammar, you flow through it like water. That's the American style of fluency, effortless, emotional, alive. Here's a challenge: your fluency reset. For the next 24 hours, think only in English. Whatever happens, no switching back. You see a dog, say that's cute. You feel tired, say I need a break. You make tea, say that smells good. Doesn't matter if you're alone. You're training your brain's automatic pilot. The first few hours will feel hard, but around hour 6 something shifts. Your mind starts to choose English words without your permission. That's the spark. That's your brain learning to breathe differently. Let's talk about your English voice. Every person has the version of themselves that exists only when they speak English. At first, it feels strange. You sound different. You even think different. But that's good. That's transformation. Americans often say, find your voice. They mean, find the version of you that speaks your truth confidently. That's what English gives you: a second voice, a second chance. Don't hide behind translation. Let that voice be loud, raw, and real. In the US, kids learn language by playing. They don't worry about grammar, they chase joy. They repeat what they hear, they test new words, they laugh at mistakes. That's why they grow fast. So stop studying like an adult. Start playing like a kid again. Imitate your favorite YouTuber. Sing along to songs. Argue with your TV. Make English your playground. The more fun it feels, the faster you'll grow. You might be thinking, but I don't sound like a native yet. Here's the truth: you don't need to. Fluency isn't about accent, it's about connection. Some of the most respected English speakers in the world carry accents from India, Nigeria, France, and Brazil. Their power isn't in sounding American, it's in sounding alive. English is not a country. It's a bridge. And your voice is one of its beams. So stop chasing someone else's sound. Perfect your own. Now, close your eyes and picture this. You're sitting in a cafe in San Francisco. Across from you, an American friend is laughing. You're telling a story in English. Not slow, not perfect, but full of life. You pause, sip your coffee, and realize something beautiful. You haven't translated a single word. You've been thinking, feeling, and living in English the entire time. That's the moment your journey completes its first circle. That's the moment you truly speak like a native, not because you sound American, but because you think in English, feel in English, and exist in English.